rooms in this room is balls of light. This was actually seen by a police officer.
I didn't stop you, but I just saw a shadow figure right behind the door.
Public investigations have seen the shadow man back here.
Something ran by in our laser grid like it was crawling back in the crawl space.
Go into the men's bathroom, is that okay?
Yes, please. We'd like to see you.
This place is
What the
What did you just say? Chess, we're gonna have to do something.
Welcome to our Appalachian Nightmare. Hello everyone, my name is Chasity, aka the Luminary Luna Beams. I'm a psychic medium and an astrologer that specializes in the paranormal. And tonight we have a double investigation, but first we're starting at the Arts Place. I have been outside getting ready. I did a little bit of pre-channeling. It's kind of last minute. I'm kind of going to work on the fly tonight here because the next investigation, I'm not sure if you can see it, but this will be in a separate video, is across the street, barely can see it, at the courthouse. So super excited. We have about 3 or so hours of investigation at each place. I heard during the walkthrough, people have already been touched. They've heard voices, saw shadows. This is going to be very interesting. We are in Stokes County, North Carolina, which is where I suffered my 10-year haunting. This is where I started to believe in ghosts. Before I go any further, I just want to state that I have spent 10 years of my life in this county. I married into this county. A lot of people you see in this video are from this county, and we are no stranger to the paranormal happenings. Something is definitely very interesting about this place. I've talked about it on my podcast. I've talked about it on my other channels. I've talked about it on other people's channels and podcasts. I've been interviewed. It's something that I will not get into in this video, but do be aware. You're going to see a lot of equipment being messed with. You're going to see a lot of poltergeist activity, and you will definitely see it get very personable. So I just wanted to state that I have lived in this county, and there is something very interesting about the spirits of Stokes County, North Carolina. What you're going to see next is a little bit of the history and the tour, followed by the psychic impressions and then the investigation. Stay tuned. Nestled in the hills and hollows of Danbury, North Carolina, sits a row of small buildings across the street from the historic courthouse as you travel north towards the Virginia border. One of these buildings in particular is inhabited by an organization named the Stokes County Art Council. This building is known as the Arts Place, and their mission is to promote cultural arts and arts education programming to Stokes County residents and visitors. They are known for supporting local artists by allowing them to display their work in the gallery and on the shelves, as well as hosting multiple theatrical performances throughout the year and much more. But that's not all this building's known for, according to the staff that currently work here. Although the Art Council has been around since the 1970s, this particular building is much older, dating back to the early 1900s, and it has been occupied by a multitude of businesses, including a lawyer's office, Stokes County DSS, a general store, a bank, and even a tavern, according to the history books. With all this rich history comes generations of families and people of the community moving in and out of the building, leaving their mark of energetic resonance and maybe even a spirit or two behind. Tonight we're going to meet and investigate with the residential ghost hunters Kimberly and Michelle of Stokes County Paranormal to tell us more about the history and ghostly encounters that they have experienced in this what we can only describe as an extremely active and very much alive building, not only during the day, but also at night.
Now in here, can we talk about the balls of light?
Yes.
Or the footsteps we heard
Yes.
upstairs? So one of the main claims in this room is balls of light. This was actually seen by a police officer.
There were only 3 females investigating that night. This was well after midnight. We were upstairs. We had been back here in the crawl space, and actually captured something that night. We're going to let you hear on a static night vision camera left upstairs. So there was nobody in the building at the time in this section. But we were having this really good session with our buddy Dave. He was communicating with cat balls. We were getting bangs on the walls. We was getting dowsing rods answers. And then I happened to look out in the back parking lot and see that the bakery van that was out there, its doors were wide open. I said, something's not right. We immediately shut it down and come down here to look. And you'll hear me on the video when I play it for you say, I don't know what we should do. Should we call the non-emergency number? Well, the sheriff came. She checked it out, didn't find anything weird, closed the door, and then we went back to our live stream. We went up in the loft. I was watching the screen, and somebody kept commenting saying, I'm watching little balls of light down in the basement near that glass window. I'm thinking, who in the world is this? The sheriff lady had stayed in the back parking lot and watched a live stream. She was watching balls of light pass by this glass window right here. She's not the first to see them. Also, a little boy seen down here. Kimberly has actually witnessed that herself.
Myself and a cast member Michelle was working on. We were closing up. I had her stay behind with me. And we were closing up, we walked out to our cars, and we were saying goodbye to each other, and we both just happened to look up right here at the window. And there's loops behind this curtain. And the curtain was pushed back so you could see straight into the room. We both looked up, saw a little boy just peeking out at us. We looked at each other, looked back, gone. I looked at her and I said, what did you see? She said, I saw a boy, what did you see?
That was awesome.
So yeah, there is something down here. We caught one of our best EVPs down here on that same live stream. The sheriff came that night. Left our live stream running. We brought it downstairs with us. So they got to watch this whole thing play out. They left it sitting out here on this little couch while we were talking to the sheriff. And we actually called an EVP that answered the question we had just asked upstairs with the dowsing rods. This is one of those places you can walk in if you're familiar with it and you know immediately. Yeah, something's there. Something is there, right?
Nice.
Yeah. I just want to point out to you, Mother, how quiet this room is right now.
It's very quiet.
Hasn't been this quiet in several days. So a lot of activity happens in this room, even during the daytime recently. So our first story that we have from this room in particular happened in 2022. I was brought here, I know you don't like me saying this, but the ghost tours were pitched as a joke because I did not believe this place was haunted. Eddie, our artistic director, actually said, you'll have an experience, just wait for it. Well, I sure did. I was working on the show Brother Wolf. I was assistant directing that one, so I would come in before the director, I'd sit up for the day, and I'd be the last one out in the evening locking up the building. This day in particular, it was middle of July, it was about 6 o'clock or so. We had just closed maybe 15, 20 minutes prior. The coffee shop manager had just left. She told me bye, see you tomorrow. And I was at that front desk. I was printing off copies of scripts, and I hear come up the basement steps right there. Now I knew I was locked in this building, so I shouted, hello! Didn't hear a single response. I yelled again. I ended up making my way downstairs, finding that all the doors were still locked. I went up the balcony into the studio to see if there was anybody left up there, and there wasn't. I made my way down to the stock room. I still didn't find anyone. I was in this building alone. About 30 minutes later, the actor I thought was coming up the steps showed up. So I knew for a fact it was nobody.
There's renovations going on over in the rest of this strip of buildings right now. It is gutted. So we got access to that, and we've done 2 investigations there.
Like 2.5.
Right off the bat, I was reviewing the first day of recordings and caught a woman's voice.
I hate to stop you, but I just saw a shadow figure right behind the door.
Keep an eye.
And walked this way.
Just saying.
It walked right straight here and turned around and went back.
Upstairs, shadow people up on the balcony.
I just saw it a few weeks ago, right before Christmas.
So I had made the statement when we come up that there's somebody up on the balcony watching. They're interested. She has sketched a few people that she has seen up there. That is a good place upstairs in that loft to do the Estes. So up there's 2 resident artists, so there's paintings on the walls and stuff like that. But it is a good place to just sit and listen, because lots of time when you do that, you'll start hearing this stuff down here.
We also didn't explain what downstairs was, did we?
No.
Other than Shackelford's.
Right.
So something we forgot to mention downstairs, after it was Shackelford's Tavern and this building right here was built, it was a general store. It was owned by the Petrie family, who is still around and active in our community. Now this upstairs, also owned by the Petrie family, but it was the law office of Enno Petrie. So he was one of our town's founders. It has been several different lawyers' offices. It's been apartments. It was our costume shop for a minute. But yeah, I think that's about all it's been, other than Artist Loft right now.
So some of the activity that we get up here, typically, we will do Estes. Like Kimberly, Estes is her specialty. So she'll do the Estes sitting here, and I'll have a camera on her, and it will feel like you're being surrounded up here. You will start hearing something walk behind you. So that's the main. You do get a lot with the Estes method up here for whatever reason. A lot of times, the majority of what you're going to hear is somebody asking for Eddie.
Where's Eddie? Get Eddie. Call Eddie.
One night they asked for him so much, I was getting aggravated. I was like, "Where's Eddie? Get
It was
Eddie.
around
Call Eddie. Find Eddie."
40-something time.
So somebody's desperately trying to reach out to Eddie. He has yet to investigate with us.
I was about to ask, has he went on an investigation?
No, but he did join us live one night when we was doing a live stream, and we were asking about him in the basement on the stairs, and we were getting activity. They do reach out to him a lot for whatever reason. We've gotten a couple names up here multiple times that we're trying to figure out who these people are. Everett is one of our names that crosses over between here and the courthouse. We get him a lot up here. So I'll be curious if when she does her walkthrough, if she catches any of these. So yeah, typically when you're up here, you start hearing stuff downstairs, whether it be somebody walking up the steps, or just somebody shuffling around down there in the performance area. We've had the music box go off. We leave it down there while we're up here.
The most recent thing that's happened up here was to Craig.
So Craig's like
Besides
into
me.
UFOs and things like that. So
He's
he was
really
curious
person.
about what we do, and since he works in this space, he spends a lot of time here. He even spends the night here sometimes. So he joined us one night on one of our investigations, and that's the night the trash can got kicked.
That night, he woke up to walking across the balcony, walking down in the theater, banging on the walls.
Women talking.
Women talking. He was woken up at 6 a.m. to women talking. And the day he was here, we don't open till 12.
So he was the only one in the
So
building.
he knew he was the only one here.
So now he pays more attention. Just to bring some equipment, I do it sometimes when activity has picked up, because a lot of times during performances or rehearsals and stuff, you'll get more activity. So her kids, not kids, they're young people, some young people, we're all up here in the performance area rehearsing, and I decided to set out our new cigarette trigger object. First I put it on the counter up here, and we had interactions, and then it got to where it went off and wouldn't stop. So I moved it, thinking could it be the router. I moved it over here to this bookcase up here, and it went off, what, 8 times?
Yeah, minimum.
And I had a full spectrum camera pointed toward it. We don't typically catch anything on the camera. We'll catch EVPs, but nothing visible.
Yeah.
So as we're standing in this exact position, if you are in the performance area investigating, please pay attention to this area. Straight up to the doors and that entryway into the gallery. That is where the Shadow Man is seen. And he has been seen by multiple people, not just us. He's been seen from guests on our tours. So you got a good chance.
And last time I saw him was right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like the week of Christmas was the last time I saw him.
So we don't know if he is associated with the bank, the times it was the bank. There's also a spirit that refuses to cross into the bank. Because we will set up music box and tripwires and stuff, and it will interact with us asking it to come in, and it won't. Oftentimes there is a heavy spirit over there at the back part of the gallery,
Towards the offices.
as this spirit up here is communicating with equipment as well. So we don't know if they're connected, I guess, but they tend to come out sometimes together, I guess.
And they're fairly new. They kind of popped up recently in 2024.
But as far as that side of the shop, not a whole lot goes on,
The bathrooms.
except for the bathroom.
Scary.
The men's bathroom in particular, we had noticed, and we kind of debunked it, but not really, because
Right.
she and I would be investigating late nights here, and we'd go to the women's bathroom and say, why is the motion sensor light on in the men's bathroom? So we started paying attention to that. And it would just come on when there's nobody around, no men. So we decided 3 weeks ago, to investigate the bathroom.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And we did have interactions with the cigarette EMF
Mm-hmm.
and the cat balls.
In a very good Estes session.
Very good Estes session. This wall here, not a typical coffee shop noise, because when you hear a lot, you begin to recognize what those noises are. She came up here to check it out, and that brown trash can had been kicked out into the middle of the floor. This wall, of course, used to be closed up, and they opened it up and made it part of the space. So when you cross over this, you are now back in the oldest part of the building. Get a
See our
bank.
second vault here.
Yep.
Safest cleaning supplies in Stokes County. This is now just our cleaning closet. But all of the original equipment is still inside of it. So the call light for help if you get stuck inside, the air vent's still in there. Ooh, there we go.
The scary thing though is if we are all downstairs and we are in that crawl space and you hear this creaky floor. It has happened multiple times and nobody be up here. This is the space back here. It tends to be very active. We got a lot of information up here. There is a female spirit that roams this area. She is also the one we feel calls to Eddie from the basement. His office is the door on the right of the two right there. There's also something going on with that bathroom.
It just feels weird.
Something is off
I
with
don't like
the
using
energy in
it.
there.
I don't like going towards it.
Of course, all that would have been part of the bank back then. But the spirit that we came in contact there first was a female. We think her name's Mary. She said she was 15. And when I say she said, we're using dowsing rods, we're using pendulum boards.
I think hers was mostly Estes, and
Yeah.
Nancy was able to get most of her information. Valerie's mostly shadow figures and disembodied voices.
The shadow figure lives in this gallery. When we see
This is where I
him,
mostly see him.
when we see him from the performance area, it's like he steps. You just look, and when I saw him that night, he was like right here, and he was just standing. And I'd been looking the whole night, so I knew this was something out of the normal. And about the time I turned and looked again, he was gone. Kimberly sees him. As
He's
she's
typically
working.
standing like right here, and I see him peek out from the wall. A few weeks ago, I saw a little big head. So our table right here, it was like a kid was hiding underneath it, and he just popped his head out, looked at me, and then went right back in.
Prior to all this, okay, there's a big connection between this location and the courthouse. We do have some spirit names that we keep getting. We haven't determined who they are yet, but they're at both. They come through at both locations. So we do know that this used to be a tavern of some sort. But the man who used to own this, I don't know if it's Samuel or Amos Shackelford.
Samuel. It was Samuel Shackelford.
It was called Shackelford's Tavern, and it's in the history books. It's documented that Shackelford's Tavern was across the street from where the courthouse currently is, and that the gentlemen who were sent to scout out the area for the new courthouse, Forsyth County used to be part of Stokes County. And back in 1849, the county split, forming Forsyth. At that time, the courthouse was in Germantown. So the Stokes County Courthouse, the original one, was in Germantown, North Carolina. So at the time of the split, they sent out 3 commissioners to come find the new center of the county for the new courthouse. And you want to finish telling that story?
So this is my favorite Stokes County story. So they sent the 3 men out, and they were going to find the geographical center of the county, and they did survey it. It's up where Life Bright Hospital is right now. As you can see, our courthouse is not there. It's close, but not there. And they came back through town. It was pretty late at night, and they decided to have a drink at the local tavern. Now, Mr. Shackelford knew what these men were here for. He decided to strike up a deal. He got these men drunk enough, offered them the land across the road that he owned. Samuel Shackelford owned most of Danbury, and at the time it was Crawford.
Yeah.
He offered it to them, and they accepted. And that is how we got our courthouse right over here.
And that story is in the historical documents. This is the oldest part of this building. It used to be Northwest Bank. It opened in 1910. That crawl space back there has been very active for us. as well as this room, and
That stairway.
so this stairway, you can did you ever go close this door?
Let me do that real quick.
This stairway leads, it's like, we call it the hidden staircase, okay? So it leads up directly into the artistic director's office. So it looks like a closet door when you're in his office, but it's a staircase that leads down here. Our very first EVP we ever caught in this place was captured as we came off of this staircase. Do you want to know what the EVP said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our artistic director's name is Eddie. This EVP said, is Eddie there?
Is Eddie there?
So the funny thing about this is we had a young man with us. He was 16. He was very interested in the paranormal. We said, hang back from your rehearsal and we'll let you join us. He heard it with his own ears. I'll let y'all hear the recording, but he says something like, did y'all hear that? And we say, what? We didn't hear anything. And you hear it say, is Eddie there? So that was our very first EVP, our very first interaction with the spirit here that, we go ahead and tell his name,
Go ahead.
that we like to call Dave. Now, I'll tell you, Dave is no longer here, and I can tell that story later.
Dave's not here, man.
But Dave, Dave, through a lot of interaction, and this 16-year-old was with us when we got all of this information. We were able to get
Except for the last little bit.
his name, how he died, where he died. Very interesting story. But he gave us all this information when we was doing
Just sitting in the concrete
Sessions back
floor
here.
there in the crawl space.
Wow.
not exactly sure why that spot is prominent. Also down here, our guests on our public investigations have seen the shadow man back here. I have seen him with the guest at the same time.
Last time we fully investigated down here, we had our laser grid up, and something ran by in our laser grid like it was crawling back in the crawl space.
So we've caught multiple EVPs down here. Typically they're male. Now, if you're over here by the staircase, you may get a female. She interacts with the artistic director on a regular basis.
He hears her more than anything.
So she will call to him from the basement, and he will think it's Kimberly or another staff worker, and they are all upstairs. There's nobody down there. There's a lot of new stuff.
We've
going
had a
on
lot
here.
of uptick in activity just within the past 2-3 weeks.
Yep.
You didn't say one of the scariest pieces that's happened to me.
The door?
The door.
Okay, so the door to the refrigerator, you're right here by. So Kimberly will often call me. She usually opens very early when there's nobody here, or she will close late at night when she's the only one here in this whole entire building. She has to come down here to put the dish rags and get supplies to restock upstairs, and I typically get a phone call when stuff starts happening. Please stay on the phone with me while this is happening, because she's here alone. This particular night, she was pretty frantic. And
I was already hearing stuff upstairs.
Go
I was
ahead and
hearing
tell them the rest of the
footsteps.
story. You can tell it better.
I was hanging up rags at this rack right back here, and I just hear the fridge door pop open. No way! And then I hear it go beep, 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 beep. And I called her, and I said, Mom, I think this fridge door just opened on me, and I'm too scared to look. She said, well, why aren't you filming? I said, I'm calling you instead. So I realized I started to get ice, which is right here, which, by the way, it will drop
It
randomly.
will drop and scare you to death.
So I flipped on the light, and sure enough, that door was wide open right in front of the doorway.
And then also, sometimes our guests on our events, we'll have them sit on the staircase to do Estes. And we'll have somebody sit up on the, right before you go into the office. We keep that door closed, we can't go in there, but we have them sit on the little landing, and they can hear the guitar being strummed in the artistic director's office. As you can tell, this is a very art heavy place, so all the instruments and things down here, yeah. And in his office is no different. There's lots of musical instruments and stuff in there, so they have heard them. And we have captured some of them, I believe. Because usually I'll put a camera here shooting up the steps. But...
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it for down here.
Can you stop, please?
Can you touch one of those cat balls in there?
And just so you know, every piece of equipment has been, batteries have been tested before we even got started. So
Okay.
everything has new batteries. That's
Thank
my
you.
cat balls.
Yeah, I saw it. Rolled right away.
I moved it out in the threshold a little bit, and let's see what that does.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me. I'm gonna go ahead and just talk. I'm filming the music box anyways. So last night before I went to bed, I laid down and I had a vision of windows like this, and there was a man walking back and forth in front of the windows. He literally turned into a big ball of light in front of that second window, but he was just like a shadow. I did not see a face or anything. So my assumption is, in this particular area, this is why we're filming here, and I spoke with Kimberly and Michelle, and they're getting ready to see if that makes any sense, because I have no idea where I'm going. I wasn't a part of the tour. The music box is still going off. We couldn't get it to stop. So,
That was not supposed to happen.
yeah, that's crazy. So, does that make any sense at all?
So to answer your question, yes, it does.
It does.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna let you speak to this since you're the one that works right here at Rockies most nights when this happens.
Well, it could have two
For
meanings.
daytimes.
Now, did the ball of light disappear?
So eventually, yeah, the vision, it was very dark, like all the lights were off, and eventually the ball of light did disappear, and it was like the man himself. And then he'd come back, but it was just like this big ball of light. It was weird. I don't know, but I see a man walking right through the front of the store.
So we do have shadow figures that move through this portion. I personally see them while closing up the coffee shop. I'm typically behind the counter, and I'll look up and see somebody peeking out from this wall right here.
Okay.
But the other meaning could also be our resident spirit who is since retired.
Okay.
Yes,
So
I
did
didn't
the
even
ball of
think
light
about it.
disappear?
Okay.
Guests on our tours and things have also seen the shadow people up here in this portion of the store.
Specifically right here in front of the doors.
But we see them, I've seen them. Back here, we'll be sitting in the performance area watching this way toward this door, and the night that I saw him, he was standing about right where you are.
Oh.
He was standing about right here. He was exactly how you described him, tall,
Yep.
dark, black as black, and
Perfectly shaped as a man with
Yes.
short hair.
he was just there, the outline of him, I mean, it was the whole black, what I saw, and then I looked away and he was gone.
Okay.
I had personally seen him. I've actually also seen a female shadow person. It's a long couple of years ago. Over here around the jewelry stand
Oh,
area.
that's right, you did.
I want to reset that box again because that is not normal.
You reset it several
I know, but it's not normal.
Okay, well, how about
Could
this?
it? Do you think there might be an electricity line going through there?
No, they do it all the time.
No, we do it all the time.
Hey, are you walking through here to show me you're here? It's okay. Can you turn the music off for no and turn the music box on for yes? Are you walking here in front of me, please, sir? Thank you for doing that. Did you come to me last night in a vision? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. And just to make sure, I need you to keep that music box off to show that we're actually communicating with you. Can you stop moving the music box just for a moment? We come with all love and respect.
So we actually have two spirits in our with up here.
Okay.
So one we feel like is in this space altogether, which is the shadow guy, but we feel like there's also another male that paces. This wall used to be here,
Okay.
so he kind of doesn't cross over into the space.
I feel like this guy right here may be from like the 50s or the 40s.
So that probably would have still been the bank. This was the bank.
Okay. So this was the bank.
Dates back to 1910.
1910 is when it
The oldest part
opened
of
and
the
it closed around the 40s.
Okay.
The vault is actually still there.
Right there.
We had both. There were two
Oh,
vaults.
okay.
Who would you like us to help?
So if
Is
you
it
watch,
asking for help?
the
Yeah,
lights are gonna cycle through, but the stationary color is pink.
It said help him?
yeah.
That's the feeling I truly got. I'm sorry, what did you say?
So the stationary color of the lights are pink.
Okay.
What's broken?
You're looking for a
We
change of
will.
color.
What? Show us what it said.
Take your time. I'm actually having a pretty intelligent conversation.
Hey,
That's the bathroom.
Got the creepy bathroom. Huh?
Mother, the lights are back on.
The lights?
The women's bathroom lights on too. I'll let you get right here if you want to.
Night vision.
You can even open the door.
There's somebody in the
I've got it sitting in
bathroom.
the men's.
What the world?
Who got a cigarette in here? The temperature's different. We have a literal.
That is because of our ducts in here.
Okay.
So they are automatically colder.
Hey. You want to stop touching that? Thank you.
Let me feel.
Are you a man or a woman? Touch it if you're a man. Okay, thank you.
So, a lot of dizzying energy.
All right, go ahead and stop, please. Can you turn that off for
He
me?
wants to speak really bad. This is also, I feel like
It's giving me a headache.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy. Do you know
Thank
anything
you.
about how this person passed? Because this person passed in like a tragic accident type thing.
All right, quit.
We don't know who he is.
Okay.
He's more of a
You're a
recent
man.
contact.
Do you want a cigarette?
Okay, because you do have transient spirits here. I wrote that down as well. There's a transient spirit. Also, the woman that was dancing, she's a transient spirit.
You know what? I'm from North Carolina, and it is what it is. But he just asked me for one. Look, here's your cigarette. It's blurred out. They didn't see it because I don't make sure it gets focused. There you go. Look, I put it on the counter. Now I'm gonna shut the door and walk away. You gonna leave it quiet for a minute?
You passed away from a tragic accident. Would you like to talk to us? Because I feel like you did. Can you turn that back on again?
Do it for the boys.
It is the man.
Do it for the boys.
For the boys, man. Come on. I gave you a cigarette.
Okay. There's a lot of energy in here. Because it's slightly disorienting. Because like I'm being pulled in several different directions.
That spiral. You just step in that bathroom and you'll see.
Do you
It's
want to
even
step in
more.
the women's? Because I'll tell you it feels different.
Yeah, we'll go in there.
I'm in the women's bathroom. This is wild. So this was a lot of places you're going to see in the history tour what it was. I have no idea what this place was before, except they just told me it was a bank. Yeah. There's a person in here with me. It's standing over in the corner in the big stall. And I'm going to walk out here and see if they feel that. But it's like super, super, super dizzy.
Do I put a REM pod in the women's?
Maybe.
Very possible.
Because, so like when you go in there,
Backstop.
the back stall in the corner, there is an energy. Like you're being watched.
I got
Absolutely.
my name called from that backstall.
You've
I
heard
also heard women screams while I'm sitting there using the bathroom. My friend was out
women
there.
scream.
This is
A woman
his.
screamed, and I heard somebody scream, and I screamed from the bathroom. I said, "Retzi, is that you?" And she said, "No, I'm just standing here."
That's crazy.
So I don't.
Maybe I should go in there.
That was that one.
Is that one of ours?
Beep twice for yes if you want Chastity to go into the bathroom. Do you want any of us in the bathroom?
The music box just went off.
We should have put that night vision on.
Okay, I'm coming in. I'm gonna go into the men's bathroom. Is that okay?
Wow.
God, this
Do
is
you
gonna
want
turn
me to
out.
come in there by myself?
If there was anything she was carrying, set that off. It didn't.
It's so dizzy in here. Sir, what happened to you? Are you happy with the fact we left a cigarette? You're gonna have to step back a little bit though. Tell me something. Did you pass away in a car accident? You can come close to that. I'm not going to do anything.
I gotta go.
But yeah, it cuts off at that
I'm
wall,
just
so it wasn't just in
seeing what happens.
between the top door.
I think you should take one of
It's
these.
extremely dizzy in here. Come in here.
Yeah, I know it is. Hey.
That could have been you, maybe.
Don't stand. Wait a minute, is it not a?
It has the direct touch. See that? Got this. I might get close enough to it to set it off, and it's still not setting off, so it's not sensitive.
You pushed him.
So-
He pushed back though, like, and he totally left when you come in.
Really?
When you stepped over in that corner, he totally left.
Oh, did I stand in your corner, dude? I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. No disrespect. Do you want me to move? Ow, quit poking me. Yo.
You moved your hand on it.
Yeah, dude, but I just got poked in the back. I think it might not have been that in particular. It might have been something else.
It is so dizzy. You don't have permission to pull my energy though.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like, it's not going to be a good investigation if you do, and
Where's the other night vision?
we're not going to be much help to you.
Besides the one you gave me, where's the other night vision?
One's hooked up over there, one's hooked up over here. You want to put a night vision in the bathroom on that?
I think we need to put the night visions here so it can record the audio of them going off.
Okay. Alright. Know how you guys like the dark. Can I move this? I'm gonna put this right here. Is that good? Okay. Alright, I'm leaving it alone in here. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Nobody in here? Well, what do we gotta do? Alright. I wish I could make that motion sensor light go off. I bet you like it darker in here, don't you? Do you like it darker? Okay. Well, you do your thing, okay?
Getting a pain in the left side of my chest. It's so overwhelming right now.
I tried to explain to people how active this place can be. And there's a little thing there, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, Stokes County, I'll tell y'all once we have our lunch break, I'll tell y'all exactly what has happened and how I became the person I am today because of this in Stokes County. It's terrifying. Stokes County, just no joke.
this thing sets off in front of my face. I am dizzy. It is wild. This is going to be a crazy video. Because there's all kinds of stuff going on. The most REM potty type electronic stuff, our stuff's getting drained. Both of our batteries only have 2 batteries now. Or 2 battery lights. That never happens. We barely use 1 bar on our batteries. Shit's wild. I am going to move this now though and put it in the bathroom. It's dizzy. You're going to have to back off me. Like for real. You're going to stop. Alright, this is the women's bathroom. We're going to roll in here and see if this gets triggered.
They shared their guts and tell me a ghost story too.
They did, in front of a whole group of
A whole bunch
people.
of people set down equipment and things were going off like crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, because it has pulled us, and like now again, I know.
Can you please stop? Please stop for me.
Quit.
He said nope.
Are you aggravated? Is there a lot of people?
I feel like this guy is residual to a degree.
He's
But
in
when Todd's
front of
going
me.
That's the one in there, right?
Yeah, that's the musical report.
This music box literally just went on. It's pulling us in all kinds of directions. It is pulling us in all kinds of directions.
We need to set up. I'm gonna have to step outside for a second because I'm extremely dizzy.
Yeah,
not even trying
I'm
to
feeling the heat that you were talking about,
I'm
and
gonna go downstairs and get my pack of cigarettes, and I'm gonna have a cigarette because I feel it is disorienting. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of energy, and I will say this: there's something to do with the land. Like there's
Yes.
something. There's this is with the land. It's not just the places
Mhm.
here.
We often wonder that because of the stuff we get. And there is a connection between here, you haven't heard this yet, but there's a connection between
Mhm.
here and the courthouse.
Mhm.
There's a huge connection of the land.
You know what? I will say this. I got that there potentially could be, but I was having such a hard time going through the layers because I'm seeing produce, I'm seeing farm equipment, I'm
The
seeing.
middle section was a general store,
Okay.
1925.
So I feel like I've got the word lawyer
Upstairs in the law.
Upstairs
The
law
offices
office.
of Petrie and Petrie. The family also owned the grocery store downstairs.
Okay, so I can go show y'all
Something's happening. I got.
the cold chills. It just
My
got
hair's
really
standing up
cold
on fire,
actually.
yeah.
All
That's
the
what
way
we're talking
around
about
us.
the Petries. So,
Is that the mother-in-law that passed away?
it very well could be. I don't know.
I'm not sure. It also could be a connection with the wedding that we had here last week. The bride's mother recently passed away.
Because two weeks ago, I had a dream that I felt like I was a woman and there was a man, and the man's mother had passed away, and I was like coming through the front door, and I went into these cabinets somewhere in the middle here, and I was looking for something. I don't know what it was, but it was like we were scared somebody was gonna take something away from us, and I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
That was just so weird.
I want you to pick up on our resident. He's no longer here.
Okay.
But I want you to pick up on
I can try.
And the basement will be the better place for you to.
Okay. Yeah, Greg, this place is making me dizzy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy back here. I'm feeling the heat feeling that you were talking about earlier. What's that smell you guys were mentioning? Do you know about like what the smell is like?
Perfume.
Perfume?
Definitely heard.
I've never smelled it personally, but he claims he smells perfume all the time.
Interesting.
Okay, so we're in the first part of the investigation. We have 2 more levels to do, and I decided to pull some cards because the energy is so very disorienting. I'm super dizzy. I feel drained. It's a lot. It's so much, but I'm going to show you these cards really fast. Y'all may have seen this deck in a previous video. This is the Spiritual Defenses deck created by Emily, the Fine Art Medium. It was developed over a period of time of learning and cases, and it was really fun to kind of assist her with some of this. I use this a lot for my clients and on location. So let's dive into what the cards mean and how you can get this deck for yourself. So the first card is Generational Ties, which is no surprise. Generational ties means the history goes way back. The roots run deep. When we channeled in for Stokes County back in 2022, that is exactly what we got. There is a lot of history here. Next, we have intentional. So this could mean something has been brought here over the years. There was an intentional reason that things come in. They have a purpose of actually being here. So intention can mean a multitude of things. Next, we have lie in wait. So sometimes energy can lay dormant until the right person or thing comes in and can actually trigger the haunting or the effects of a haunting. For example, I'm highly intuitive, and people that are intuitive may see more activity. It's waiting for the right moment to speak up or act out around certain people. Next, we have toxic location. So this doesn't mean the area is bad. It just means that there's a lot of buildup of spiritual history, or the land is compromised by some type of entity or being, or the land is unhappy due to things that have taken place on the land. There could be a multitude of reasons as to why this card popped up, but it is not in reference to the actual place itself. Next, we have drained. This is exactly what happens in this place. I've been drained. The batteries were drained on our equipment more than we have ever seen. In general, people that are sensitive to energy, whether they realize it or not, can be drained while going into this location. Up next, this is mirror. So it could be a physical mirror, but in this perspective, I'm going to say mirror means mirror duality. So I talk about this in the video, the spiritual liminal spaces. I'll be talking about this shortly in the video, matter of fact. And I describe how there is a mirrored realm of things that hold energetic resonance where these entities and beings, at least some of them, exist and potentially could be trapped. So this next card's interesting. It's one that I definitely helped Emily with due to a client case that I had. There was a darkened fae or unseelie court type entity. So this could be an elemental energy that is darkened for some reason based on the actions of the people or the land prior to Native American land, lots of things like that. So it's denoting some type of elemental energy presence. Last but not least, we have energetic imprint, which makes perfect sense because there is a lot of residual energy in this building. Anything we do that is highly energetic can leave a residual energetic imprint. So that's natural. This is all the cards that I did pull. I just wanted to kind of briefly go over them. Collectively, they kind of tell a story about what we could expect at this location. Don't forget, the link to this deck is in the description box down below. Hey, we got a special announcement to make. We just launched our Patreon for our Psychic Paranormal Investigation channel, Our Appalachian Nightmare. Here you'll find tons of behind the scenes, unreleased, and uncut bonus footage, plus more that is only available on Patreon. Each support tier comes with its very own level of awesomeness. Plus, the best part is that you can join for free to get access to content that will not be available on YouTube. My personal favorite benefit allows you to choose to affect our content with access to your very own spirit box session in the locations that we investigate. Anyone that joins Patreon will also get 10% off everything from our merch store. Click the link or search Our Appalachian Nightmare on Patreon to join today. Your support will allow us to continue to travel, bringing you the very best content that we can. Thanks.
I'll check with Greg, it's fully charged, it shouldn't be doing this type of stuff.
Yeah. Brittany, step to the side. It's me. Okay. I meant like move to see if that was our shadow. Yeah, this isn't normal. I've never seen these do this. Yeah. I do want to ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel targeted in this place? Like it's,
Targeted?
as in like they pay a lot of attention to you?
Mm-hmm.
They,
They pay more attention to some people more than others.
right. I just feel,
Especially her when she's working.
I was gonna say, besides me and our manager, Annette, who works at Rockies, we're here later than anybody. We hear and see and feel stuff all the time. So does our artistic director,
okay.
but nobody else will.
Or
Yeah.
they won't talk about it.
Or they won't talk about it. Annette is one that won't talk about it unless I ask her.
Yeah.
And Annette's one that actually saw the female.
She
She
saw her.
Okay.
And me,
Did she describe anything she was wearing or?
a white dress. She
Okay.
was sitting in our director's office.
But there's one very particular thing about her face.
Okay. I just see red lips, but I don't know if there was like trauma. Is it trauma or something you think? Or
The female.
you can tell me.
Well, the female that we came in, we don't know. The female we came in contact with very early on in our investigations 3 years ago was over in the gallery right outside of Eddie's office.
Okay.
Eddie's office. She told us she was 15. She told us her name was Mary.
Okay.
That she went to school at the girls' school, which
was
was
just-
the white church. You probably passed it on your way in. It
Okay.
used to be an all-girls school, and their specialty was music.
Ah.
But that first night, what was kind of funny to us is she told us, "I hate music."
Huh.
That came through Estes. I hate music. And typically, when we have musicals and stuff going on, is when she starts to flare up.
Mary.
That's crazy.
Mary, do you like music? Was that you were talking about? Okay.
That's so
That
cool.
is awesome, Mary.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I feel like the energy has shifted a lot. It feels a lot less heavy and like dizzying, and it's more light and airy, almost like wherever the spirits. So That's so cool. So, like, whatever the dizzying energy is, it's went back to its place. I believe in spiritual liminal spaces is the only way that I can explain it. So, like, we have our world, we have this dimension, but these spirits, they're in a similar space. It looks a lot like what we see with our eyes, but it's a bit different. And
That's fine up in intersection.
yes,
Will it be kind of like a mirror?
yes, pretty much.
You pulled a mirror car.
I did. But yeah, it's kind of like that. And I've had cases where people have like a spirit, like there'll be activity in their closet. But when I see it, it's almost like there's another place that it hides, that it stays. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that dizzying, overbearing, heavier energy is not presently up here anymore. It is, but it's wherever it goes, if that makes sense. That just went off in the middle there. Can you walk up to one of the devices and make it light up or make the music happen again?
This stuff is crazy. That's why I said that he would like the UFO I got.
Oh, okay. Now that's not supposed to be happening.
Nope. Did you follow me up here?
Guys, we can't even. Crap. What the That just moved on its own. No shit.
That picture?
Listen. It did it twice. It rattled twice. This. Walk on the floor. So if you don't mind, I'm not trying to be demanding. It's not you. It did it 3 times.
I heard it that time.
We can't even get anything set up without alarms popping off.
Craig, this is his side of the studio. Something's messing with his art.
I really hope you guys were able to hear all of that. I've increased the volume as much as I can without really distorting it. That was a wild experience. This wasn't even meant to be put in the video. I've had issues out of my light staying on my phone. The fact that I captured it in midair, it's almost like the ghost gave me a compliment on my cat-like reflexes. So we're getting ready to do a Estes session in the upstairs loft. It's like an art studio, and as you probably saw while we were setting up, had some things already happen. We can't catch a break, which I'm not complaining about, so let's see what happens. All right, so we have a double Estes session. Would anyone like to come and join us up here? No. Ooh, that's creepy.
Can you hear me?
Wow. Yes, we can hear you.
Can you tell us your name?
Needs.
What are you doing here?
We're coming to connect with you. We'd like to learn more about you.
Hello?
I can't.
Why can't you connect with us?
Is it okay if we,
There are 2 men. That's it.
2 men? What are your names?
What?
Get out of here.
I think that definitely was a reply to Ethan.
yeah,
Is there a Bobby here?
Abby.
Abby.
Picked me.
Can you tell me who touched me? Or
The driver flipped.
Maybe. A thief.
They're coming up to join us.
Peace out.
did you die here, did you pass here while you were working?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Do you want me to stand?
Yes, please. We'd like to see you.
Just go.
What was that?
We would like
would
to see you.
see you.
Ever.
Are you making the pictures move on the wall?
Welcome to the. I didn't catch the last part.
2 men.
2 men. That's so
It
valid.
literally just said
How
that.
much?
You too?
How much? What do you mean? How much is the artwork? Can you make another noise for us?
Go away.
Why do you want us to go away?
It's
Do you
just
have-
you. I forgot.
What did you forget?
Friends.
Go. It's gonna get.
I feel like we're being paced around by
Yeah.
these 2 men. I feel like they're circling us.
I didn't like it, but it's worth it.
Was this your
I
office?
fell.
I feel tragic accident.
Can I ask what was
Get
worth
out of
it?
here.
Why don't you want us in here?
Ooh. I just died.
How did you die?
Our parties are crazy.
You still have parties in the afterlife?
I've heard that from a few other frat girls.
Who left?
Chasity. My name is Chasity. If you want, you can show yourself to me.
The dump.
Again.
Photographer.
Baby.
I heard it.
The music box is going off again.
Yeah.
Crooked.
How many spirits are in the
The
building?
picture.
The picture. This one.
I know you said there's 2 in here, but how many are?
Are you ready?
Eddie's here.
Express.
Oh, there's all kinds of kids. It's different.
What's different?
She said,
Like,
Who's sad?
Who's sad?
Yes.
Why are there so many kids?
I'm a little confused why we said go without light.
my aunt.
he hated.
Why do you choose to stay
Yeah.
here?
Realize
Talking to so many people.
Can you tell us why you choose to stay here?
something big and staticky. Just now, I can't make it out.
If somebody's
My mom.
if somebody's really here, can you please touch the cat ball? You have the ability to do so much.
I had one.
We know.
Today,
Now I'm getting hit with dizziness.
What about your mom?
Can we go yet?
yeah.
Can I go home?
You can go home anytime you like.
Yeah.
God,
You want to go to God? We can help
we
facilitate
know
that.
all.
Can you make
Hmm.
2 knocks anywhere in this room? Yes. In the box.
Burn.
You're not going to burn if you cross over. Are you scared of judgment?
Burned to more of something I couldn't make it out.
Can you hear me? Can you help me out?
How do you need help?
Ethan said there was 2 knocks.
I don't know.
Thank you for doing that.
They ain't talking to me.
How can we
So
help
Very
you?
unusual.
That is.
Because they talking to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
What was that?
You were talking about your
All the
mom
others
today,
not my mom.
or
I
you
heard
said,
my mom.
you said my mom.
Yeah, but it's really so quiet.
There's all kinds here.
I usually can spit it out. Wow.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
I think these spirits are like things. I really do.
Yeah.
There's so much movement. So much. Yeah. So much. I'm running out of questions.
Do you like watching cable?
It's really no
It
one
said
There's
cable.
really nobody left. Is there anybody left here from the law office?
There's 2 nuts. There was 1 nut, but made a double noise.
I can see you.
What colors am I wearing?
I remain
For how long?
I'm behind you.
whole.
Are you behind Chasity?
Well,
Because
show yourself.
I just got a big cold draft.
I did too. Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Put the camera on it.
What's
Got
this?
the light. Look at the chills
Wow.
everywhere, man. Like this nut.
Touch you.
That could have something to do with
That
it.
would
That
be.
makes me feel like who's behind.
I feel like right now, like personally, right here, like between me and him, but
Outside.
there is a bunch.
Sometimes.
Can't go on.
Go on, yeah, where?
Hmm.
I've turned
Are you what I call pale? Oh
The
God,
baby.
Bobby
Bill
Mack.
Ryder. Like Josie Wells.
They're
I'm
crying.
doing the best I can.
You're doing a great job.
Right.
You really are. Why are you crying? I've got like 4 different conversations going on
What?
right now. I'm trying to keep up with.
What?
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's like putting a lot of pressure into my head.
Okay, can you film with this camera and let me
Help me.
Why are you talking about
You.
cable again? Are you not satisfied with your plan?
Hear me.
What do you want us to hear?
Pray for that.
Pray for you? We can do that.
Why were you making my head feel so weird?
I see a cross on
I
fire.
can't wait.
My vision.
Next week.
Yeah, they'll do that.
1, 2, something. I couldn't make out the last number.
Mary something me.
How could you not hear that?
What are you here for?
Can you tell us who's messing with the paintings?
Is it a member of the Petries?
Devotion.
What are you
Hello?
devoted to?
I'm ready.
What are you ready for?
Anthony.
What are you going to do to
I fell.
Anthony?
The lawyers are here.
I said I fell too.
Are they ready for court?
It's raining.
You can go now.
Are you okay with this method?
What lawyers are
along.
here?
Is it Mr. Petrie? Is Mr. Petrie here?
Do you want us out of your office? Is that why you keep telling us to move along?
Bob, preacher.
Her.
Bob.
Had she been saying Bobby?
She has. I was
said
gonna write that
tired.
down.
I keep getting a vision of somebody walking out of a long dark
You
tunnel.
know me.
Some man's silhouette and there's light behind him.
I'm late.
Long dark tunnel.
Are you someone I know?
I'm with Andy.
Andy who?
I can't wait.
For
Can you
what?
help me,
Too
please?
late.
Can't wait.
How can we help you?
Tell us what you want.
Andrew.
You said Andrew was
I came with
here.
him.
I'm
I
here.
paid her.
Me too.
Multiple spirits messing with them.
My name.
Mr. Preacher.
Was Andrew a preacher?
Are
It was
you
a long
aware
sentence I couldn't make out.
that you're not visible to us?
Good dad.
Are y'all hearing the movement across the room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get used to it.
I'm
Can you
starting
tell
to.
us who's
Is
doing it?
that you?
Get used to the movement?
From the other side of the
Who walked
room?
in?
Where's Eddie?
Mama, don't you dare.
Yeah, don't play
Here I
nice.
am.
This is where I just have to stop because I had 2 recognizable names come across while I was a part of this Estes session. But after listening back to the footage, I'm kind of a little upset because Anthony is my ex-husband's name. Andrew is an ex-best friend of mine. He is no longer with us. Bob is my great-grandfather's name, which was married to my great-grandmother, who I called Maman. And then, without Kimberly knowing or hearing anything, she says, "Here I am," and then laughs, ha 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 ha. Because my thoughts, I was thinking I was getting upset because I knew something was messing with me. They know who I am, they know what I do. If you don't know who I am or what I do, I'm a psychic medium that specializes in the paranormal, spiritual guidance, and intuitive development. mainly in the paranormal. I help people with darker hauntings, and I energetically remove things like that. So this felt very personable, and remind you, I did live in Stokes County for 10 years. I had an attachment. I had something following me. I had something draining me. I had something puppeting me for several years while I lived in this county. So watching this back infuriated a little bit. It's not like I'm super upset, but I definitely was being toyed with. But this doesn't prepare you guys for what's going to come towards the end of this first part of the video. It gets even more personal. We're almost done with the Estes session, and then we're going to move on to the spirit box shortly, but you definitely don't want to miss the end of this video because it gets a little bit wild.
Have you been watching us?
Kids laughing.
Take me under.
I hear laughing.
Hold me. And
Where are you?
I said I'm laughing. Well, kids sound like a bunch of kids laughing.
Where are you standing at right now?
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Who's downstairs?
92. Could have been a radio station though.
There's words coming through, but I can't make them out. Like they're going too quick.
There's no
How
one.
about now?
I'm gonna have to concentrate a little harder to get these words out right.
My doctor.
Concentrate and slow down.
Are you stuck here?
It's a really
Yeah.
weird electronic voice coming through.
That's what got me right before I stopped.
You want to go?
I mean,
I want to leave.
what's your definition?
I'm pulling myself out because I'm feeling it.
The weather.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like I'm shaking.
Hurts.
What hurts? Did you die in the fire? You're not gonna give us a
Mommy.
straight answer? Oh, it's a child. That makes sense. What's your favorite toy?
I see them.
She just said, Mom.
You
We're
want
inside of you. Scared.
what's inside of us?
Cameras.
Cameras?
Sometimes.
Do you not want to be on film?
You're good.
Okay. Well, why bring it up then?
Almost sound like it said my name, but I can't say it did.
Do our cameras pass through you? Do they go inside of you?
How do you feel about infrared?
Who do you know?
Oh, he knows
I'm
you.
feeling really weird right now.
I'm feeling pressure in my head.
Me too.
See, I stopped because I felt pressure starting right here in the back of my neck.
Mine was up here in the front.
Who do you
Like
know?
somebody took
Something
their
kept
hand and was
my head down,
pushing.
and that's why I kept sitting up.
Yep.
Do you want to try it since this will be your last investigation?
I'm already having pressure in my head. Just
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I'll do it.
It's not a good idea.
record.
Yeah, you take over as an ultraviolet mode. So it should be
Y'all haven't
captured.
ever got to try, so might as well give it a shot.
Hats off.
I got it set on the right one. You had it on 350 move.
Yeah, I turned it back down.
Hey, whose device is that?
I don't know.
That sounds like a motion sensor or something.
Might be.
No, it wasn't close. It was downstairs.
Yeah, it was.
The only other one is that one.
It didn't sound like it was that close. What's that one sound like?
Can you kind of make
This one here? What's this one sound like?
It was not that.
No, it was a much more higher pitched one.
It might have just be,
RSD.
Are you in the middle of the room?
Where are you? Like, tell us where you're at. Tell us where you're at so we can go visit you. I got that a little bit too. Oh, I think that's me just setting that off.
You trying to call in a kitty?
You.
Do you want to go to? Do you want to meet us at the courthouse?
It won't work.
Are you trapped here?
We got to go talk to the judge.
Not it.
Well, that's not our choice. You're the one that needs to talk to the judge.
Yeah.
You have something to tell him, right? Is the judge gonna be angry? Well, that's pretty
Mask.
obvious. Mask? Does the judge wear a mask?
The way.
No.
Bobby.
Bob.
You talking about Judge Bobby? I know Judge Bobby. Oh, no.
who can we expect at the courthouse?
Did you mean justice?
Go with it.
We are. It's so hard to tap in here because there's just so much, and honestly, 100%. There are spirits here, but it's almost like thought form residual. It's not really taking tons of shapes.
It is. It is. It's not just thought forms. There's something
Do it.
here, but it's jumping behind stuff. It's
Who's
doing
here with
something.
us?
Andrew.
My robot.
You don't have a robot. Are you an Archon?
Is residual energy what we're hearing? Yes.
That would make sense.
Give.
Is there anything evil here that we should know about?
The nerve.
The nerve's upset with you.
I mean,
Nerve to ask.
I was just trying to ask. I'm not trying to be like funny or anything.
Do you know any of our names?
What's my name?
Ada.
Yeah, you got it.
Ironically enough, when I was in the Eastern Star, I done Ada as well.
Robotic voice saying,
Will you be joining us at the courthouse?
You got plenty of people to help, Riley.
bro, nab it.
Thank you, brother. That's why I love my ghost brother, but me and him are simpatico.
I like ghosts.
And they likes ghosts.
Only believe something like that?
Now, look, film it.
I don't have anything.
I never
Oh yeah,
stopped
dude.
And it's doing it right in front of the bathroom and it told us
Yeah, and as soon as I turn the darn thing on, if you're here with us, can you make that REM pod go
It
off
told me
again?
restroom.
Yeah.
Was it me? It hasn't. We've been walking and it did not go off,
Yeah, no.
and that wasn't a temperature change either.
Nope.
If you're here, can you touch that REM pod one more time?
Touch the one downstairs.
Wow. I'm wanting to go for lights out.
Anybody got anything they want to say? He said me. What's up? Don't call me that.
Sound like I said yes. Are you making me dizzy?
Are you okay?
I heard help.
Did it just say dicks?
Sounded like it.
It's done said my name 3 or 4 times, Chess.
How can we help you? I like it asked if you see me.
You want to? He said which? Where are you?
I'm in the dark by myself while they're doing the portal.
What's happening? That's a really dark something. And if you listen to it very closely, like you can hear it say things like replay it back. There's stuff in that static, like coming through behind.
There's a lot of talk. A lot of different voices. I think
Are you? Am I telling the truth?
That sounded like you.
Where?
we're giving you a way to speak now where everybody can hear you. Let us know what you're thinking.
Can you do me a favor and keep some of these bad things away?
Can you tell us who we're talking with?
That straight up said V. What's your name?
Help in the background.
Yeah, I've heard that 3 or 4 times now.
Sound like the lady said.
Can you tell me what your name is?
I'm right.
Who was making me have chest pains in the hole in here? Did you touch the top of my head while I was in there?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Focus.
Ooh.
Sounds
Yeah.
like necrophonic.
I'm speaking to the static spirit.
That's a lot of static, more normal.
Well, that static is actually something that's trying to come through, but it's not strong enough to reach the right frequency. That's why it comes in so staticky. He's such a lower vibration spirit that he's like basically kept out of the light by these other guys.
Who's the leader of the spirits here? Let him talk. There's so many people talking.
One at a time.
We know you need help. Tell us what we can do to help you.
Do you like it here?
Yeah.
Do you like us, or do you like people coming to talk to you? Is there anything you would like for us to do for you?
That's static's like I'm here. Real talk. What was that? Oh. Who's the man with the buckets?
right. There was a man here. He's not very tall and he's stocky. He's got dirt on his arm, almost like black dirt, and he must have worked on like farm equipment or something like that. That's who I keep seeing, and I keep seeing him like banging on buckets or metal or something.
There was a garage right a couple buildings over.
Okay.
Two, actually.
So he may be coming up here if his energy or if his spirit is around, because I'm seeing a mechanic, like basically a mechanic. Or somebody that was like maintenance, or somebody that was dirty, like that was dirty jobs.
Some people get trapped and they're stuck in that loop. You gotta help them realize where they're at.
I feel like my energy's being drained again. Is this where the source of the energy comes from in this building? Yes.
Don't jump to me.
I feel like there is a hot spot. What's keeping you here?
A collective.
I don't think so. I really don't. It's almost like energetic, like I said, energetic.
Like refusal to let go.
Like elemental, like things that are holding memories here. There are spirits here, but I think there's a lot more just memories here. The quartz, because we're so close to it. Like it just amplifies everything. And the memories, the stones hold memory. That's
And
why
don't
we have
forget the
quartz in our
granite.
phone and stuff. Like it's... What year are you from? What year is it?
I heard 1960.
Yeah, well,
Somebody just touched my shoulder.
Could be from native times. This was one of the main pieces of land for the Sorry natives. Here all the way to Town Fork.
Okay.
De muerto. What is it? De muerto. Parque. Did I say that right?
Are you asking if they're there?
Yeah.
That sounded like I said, hey, Michelle.
You said V's name. Can you tell us any of our names?
What do you want with me? Uh-huh. I know what you are, actually.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
just after you. Yeah. Are you the same person that called my daughter into the woods?
really?
I'm getting that pain in my chest again.
No, you can't be around here right now. Get off my chest and leave. Let go.
I've never heard this thing do this.
It says something about touch.
Let go. They're telling
Do you
it
want
to
us to
leave
leave?
because they don't want it here either. Get rid of him
I heard Ella.
Do y'all get a lot of movement
because he don't
down
belong here.
Yes.
Yeah, I just hear it. Like, I'm not hearing it now, but in my head, I'm hearing things beating and banging and metal clanking. Like, I'm hearing it, but I'm not. Like, I can't hear it with my ears. I hear it with my psychic ears. It's so dizzy, though. Are you making me dizzy?
Lemon.
There's like a light with my own code.
Do you want to be free?
Freedom.
What's holding you?
Is this energy associated with the land here? Why do I see dark roots running through the grounds here? Energetic roots. It's killing me. It hurts so bad. Stop it.
Yeah, it like started stabbing me on my shoulder for a little bit. Do you see him? If you do, get him out of here.
We need to, I guess.
What did you just say?
Who was that? Those
When
two
I
little
run that
people.
back, you better not have said what I thought you just said.
That cat ball's right in front of the floor.
Can someone talk? Just
Feel like I'm
one,
gonna fall
one
over.
person.
You need to get out.
Chess,
I'm gonna walk
we're
out.
gonna have to do something.
I'm so glad I didn't hear this because it would have changed my attitude quite a bit for the rest of the investigation. V referred to, "Were you the one calling my daughter in the woods?" Something that a lot of people know, it was very public because it had to be, is my ex-husband went missing for 4 days due to health issues in the wilderness in Stokes County. Thank God he's okay and he's been found. The night he was brought home, I went back up to his parents' house to retrieve my tablet, and my daughter heard a mimic of her sister, which was inside of the house, call her name to the woods in the graveyard that's next door, but she knew it wasn't her sister because her sister was inside. This led to me actually seeing this energy, dealing with this energy, and V had talked about that. Now, with that being said, could this energy thread been created and attracted to my family, or is it because we're back on Stokes County soil doing an investigation? I have reason to believe that certain energies cannot leave this area. They are bound to this area for some reason. For me, this is an ongoing investigation. And in this case, this is an ongoing investigation for you guys as well, because as you know, this is part 1 and this is where we are going to cut it. Part 2 will pick back up on the rest of the basement session. You don't want to miss it because things definitely take a turn. I have not seen the footage yet for all of it, and I hope I captured what I saw in this basement after it told me it wanted to kill my daughter. This is wild. I'm sorry, but I figured this was a pretty good stopping point. You can expect to see the courthouse video as well in the next chapter. With all this being said, I do not want my experience in this location to reflect the actual building or the people within it because they are amazing and they're doing great things. I think a lot of this has to do with my own personal experiences with this county in general. So guys, if you're ever in the area, make sure you stop by and visit these great folks in this establishment because it's absolutely amazing what they're doing for Stokes County. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to check this out. This basically has turned into a movie. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, peace out.